let's talk about why nobody likes Daniel Sturridge. You know,
Let's.
He's getting his name sung on the cup, and there's a guy behind me. He's like, after the song, but after the
Chant.
the name chanting, if you will, the guy behind's like, oh yeah, greedy cunt. I mean, lazy twat. I mean, he's not that bad, is he?
No, I think
look at his goal scoring record.
What's interesting is that they actually Gareth Roberts did a big on this on one of the Anfield Rap podcasts last week, and he says this about how he was kind of back and saying let's stop being audible to him, like,
I think
because
I read that. Yeah.
you know, and I actually disagreed with it based on like the performance of last week, because I was really disappointed with Sturridge's performance last week. I just don't think he really put the effort in I wanted to see. But I don't think he's lazy. I don't know. I just think there's a mentality thing there, and I think when it's all going well for him, I think I don't think it's his first nature to run hard and press. I think he's a luxury player to some extent. But his goal return and the stuff he does. I thought was the most encouraging thing, Jim, from that game was there was a moment when he did something not great, and the cops started chanting his name, and I was like, yes, that gave him a bit of support and see what
that's
happens.
the other thing as well. When you're inside the stadium, and this is like an old thing that's been said for years, when you're inside the stadium, you shouldn't be slagging any of your players off. If they ever miss and it's awful, and you feel like saying, what the hell was that? You kind of either shut up or say, oh, never mind, next time kind of thing. And in the stadium, that's definitely what you should be like. And so, you get something wrong, you need your name chance, you need that bit of encouragement. Some players actually need that. If they don't get it, they're going to get worse. I think as well, though, although they say there's people who hate him, there's people who love him to the extent that they think there's like a big conspiracy against him. You know, so he's one of those players, isn't he? He gets people... one way or the other, they either love him or they hate him.
Absolutely.
That shouldn't be the case. I think, we all kind of need to calm down more than anything about him and let's see what he goes. I mean, I think with all the injuries he's had as well, I think a few of us have said that a lot of people said he should go. And my opinion is we wouldn't get enough for him. We'd end up having to pay his wages if we did sell him and stuff like that. Keep him. And he becomes almost like he does become a luxury player. So you might not get him every game because he's not fit or his head's not in the right place, whatever it is. But when he is in the right place, and he's like yesterday, you've got an excellent player, and he's our best finisher. And that great cross from Ojo, I know it was on a plate, but you knew it was going to go in when it landed at him. Because you knew he wouldn't fluff that or mess that up, And
I think it's good. I looked at the fact of the matter is that the problem we've got at the minute, I think Klopp's managing him. He's properly having to manage him. I think it's almost been his big project since he's come in. He's got to get him fit. He's got to get him fit enough to actually kick a ball first and foremost. And then he's got to get him fit enough to get him on the pitch. And then he's got to get him fit enough to get back to the best of his ability. And then he's got to do that in a space of time where he's also able to make a decision that, hey, if it's not worked, am I still able to get some money for him and move him on as well? And I think the way he's handled him this last week or so is like almost like we're entering the final stages of this project he's got with Daniel Sturridge, where he's going. Look, he looked all set to start against Dortmund, and he's gone with the kid, Origi, who hasn't got the goals. And look, that's been absolutely vindicated because great decision. And then he started him at the weekend against Stoke in between those games, and you're thinking, and it was something Chris said, Firmino and Sturridge start, the one who comes off at 60 minutes is probably starting against Dortmund in the week. And lo and behold, Firmino actually had a really poor game, I thought. Comes off, Daniel Sturridge, for the first time since he's come back, gets the full 90 minutes. And you can see he's pissed off, and we were even joking, like, every time he's undercooking passes to Origi because he doesn't want him to come on and score the goal. Which is a joke, of course. Like, but this is a vital time because he will be, you're dead right, he will be livid that he's not involved in that Dortmund game. And I bet they'll leave him in a thing he's been going for weeks. Oh, don't take me off at 65 minutes, boss. Come on, I've got more to do. And then this one, he's like, oh, no, you're not taking me.
Every time
I want to clap the car.
Every time the board went up, he was walking. It's not me.
No. Back into the fray.
He's an interesting one, isn't he? Because he's got a lot of baggage for a player who's still relatively young. He chose to leave City to go to Chelsea when he was young. So he's one of those. He's almost the prototype for Sterling in that
Sean Wright Phillips.
And then he at Chelsea he didn't get the game time. He was only under the one manager Villas-Boas for that little period of time that he actually forced his way into the team, and he looked great. He joined us and he was fantastic. But remember, like when he got substituted in the Derby game, when the year that we almost won the league, and he was so angry, and it was like, no, you can't be like that. He wants to be the main man, and I think he thinks he deserves to be the main man, and he doesn't get as much love. Unfortunately, he's always either not been played, or he's had players at the quality of Suarez around him.
He just right now he doesn't deserve to be the main man.
No, and that's the thing. Yeah, you can be the main man if you do everything that you need to do to be the main man. You will be the main man.
Yeah, exactly. I want him to be the main man more than anything, because the fact of the matter is, look at and I've been saying this. Look at the clubs that are successful. Look at how Liverpool was successful in a couple of seasons ago. You need two guys banging the goals in, and at the minute, Tino's scoring a few, Firmino's scoring a few, but that's it. At the minute, in the ideal world scenario, hey, listen, Origi continues this run of form. He gets better, starts scoring more and more goals, and Daniel Sturridge gets back to scoring, maybe not the top level, but if you've got an option there, so you don't need to have both of them, ready and available at all times, but you've always got between the two, and you've got a goal scorer ready to come on. Yeah. That's the perfect scenario for Liverpool. But I agree. I think it's a great question. It's one worth asking. I think we do need to evaluate it, because you're dead right. What's the point? What's the point in being horrible to him? Yeah. Particularly in the pitch, by all means, be a knobhead on social media, because if you're a knobhead on social media, it's not Daniel Sturridge's fault. It's probably your mum and dad's fault for conceiving, to be fair. But